You live in a world where everyone is trying to play you. Your kids will lie to your face, your coworkers will hide behind fake smiles, your boss will promise growth while secretly planning to replace you, and every business deal is a battlefield where only the sharper mind wins. If you can't read people instantly, you're not just blind, you're vulnerable. Machiavelli understood this centuries ago, and if he lived today, he would arm himself with psychological tactics to cut through every mask people wear. In this video, I'll show you Machiavelli's 14 psychological tactics to read anyone instantly, applied to the modern realities of parenting, family arguments, education, workplace games, and brutal business negotiations. No sugarcoating, no politeness, just raw strategies you can actually use today. Before we begin, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Why? Because if you want to survive in today's ruthless world, you need every edge you can get. This channel is about power, control, and strategy, the kind of lessons no teacher, no boss, and no family member will ever tell you. Subscribe now, and let's tear the masks off together. Words lie, behavior tells the truth. When a child says they've finished their homework but keeps the notebook hidden, the smart parent doesn't argue. They ask the child to explain just one problem, and hesitation exposes the truth. At work, a colleague claims they've been pulling long nights, yet the project dashboard shows no progress. Machiavelli today would dismiss every claim and track every action. People can lie with their mouths, but their schedules, tone, and habits will betray them. The brutal reality: trust words and you'll be fooled, but trust behavior and you'll see the soul. Family disputes over who contributes more are never solved by speeches. One sibling rants about how much they do, but the trash is still overflowing. In business, a partner insists they value the relationship but ignores your calls for weeks. Machiavelli would say, stop debating and look at the trash, the missed calls, the unpaid invoices. Action, not rhetoric, decides who is reliable. Test patience with small friction. Your teenager says they can handle responsibility calmly, but the real test is delaying their Wi-Fi password for 1 hour. The meltdown that follows tells you more about their self-control than years of promises. In the workplace, a coworker who brags about being flexible will reveal their true self when asked to stay an extra half-hour past shift. Machiavelli's lesson is simple: stress cracks masks. Create small inconveniences and people will expose their character instantly. In business negotiations, a potential partner may appear composed and agreeable. Add one minor contract change or delay a signing by a week, and watch their response. The ones who remain calm are long-term allies, the ones who erupt show they were desperate or deceptive from the start. Machiavelli would deliberately stretch timelines to see who maintains control and who collapses. Demand demonstration, not declaration. A child declares they're the best in science. Machiavelli wouldn't congratulate, he'd hand them a random problem to solve on the spot. At school, when a student says, "I know everything already," the teacher should ask them to explain the lesson to the class. In the workplace, an applicant who brags about expert Excel skills gets one test spreadsheet. Words are easy, performance is proof. When a spouse says, "Don't worry, I already paid the bill," Machiavelli wouldn't argue back, he'd demand the receipt. In family conflicts, when one sibling insists they've been pulling their weight, the calendar of chores will either prove or disprove it. In a workplace, when a colleague says, "I emailed it," the timestamp matters more than the excuse. Brutal honesty means never accepting promises as reality until they've been made tangible. Microcommitments expose intentions. Children often promise they'll study later. The Machiavellian parent doesn't wait, they assign a 10-minute task: finish 2 questions now. At work, a coworker says, "I'll support you on this project." Fine, have them submit the introduction draft within 24 hours. In business, a partner promising to deliver clients should first provide one introduction. Small commitments slice away empty words and expose true intentions. Time pattern tracking. Your teenager insists they spent the night preparing for exams, but their social media is filled with posts at 2 a.m. An employee swears they're working late, yet their online gaming logs tell another story. Machiavelli in 2025 would laugh at excuses, he'd follow digital footprints. Lies collapse against time stamps, patterns, and activity logs. Reading people today is easier than ever if you look at the evidence they themselves leave behind. Public accountability as a mirror. An in-law who constantly avoids responsibility at family gatherings can be forced into truth by public duty. You're in charge of the main dish this year. If they fail, the whole family witnesses it. In school, freeloaders and group projects are exposed when teachers require individually logged contributions. At work, shared dashboards reveal who's actually contributing. Machiavelli would weaponize visibility, make promises public, and accountability exposes reality. Controlled pressure testing. When a child suddenly becomes secretive, don't interrogate, change the environment. Switch who picks them up, adjust their curfew, or introduce a new study arrangement. Their reaction will reveal the source of stress. At work, alter project roles slightly and observe who adapts and who crumbles. In negotiations, adjust a minor clause and see who resists. Machiavelli believed pressure was a scalpel. Controlled stress reveals the truth without direct confrontation. Transactional listening. Your boss praises you endlessly before assigning a mountain of extra tasks. That's not kindness, that's transaction. Children flatter their parents with "you're the best" before asking for toys. Clients butter you up before demanding discounts. Machiavelli would never take praise at face value, he'd dissect it as bait. The brutal reality: every compliment carries a price tag. If you miss it, you've already lost. Escalating verification. A supplier swears their quality is unmatched. Machiavelli wouldn't gamble everything, he'd place a small test order with strict inspection criteria. A new hire promises to be a team player. Start them on a short-term project before giving them larger responsibilities. Even at home, if your teenager promises consistency, let them prove it over a week before extending more freedom. Modern Machiavellian wisdom says, trust is layered, and verification must escalate step by step. Congruence testing. A coworker preaches discipline but is late every morning. A child insists they're not addicted to screens but spends hours scrolling. An influencer boasts about positivity but gossips relentlessly in person. Machiavelli's tactic is to test congruence. Compare what people claim to what they consistently do. The mismatch is your truth. Brutal honesty here means dismissing their curated version and trusting their lived reality. Variable consequences. Children quickly learn how to game reward systems, marking chores done without doing them. Machiavelli wouldn't keep the system predictable. He'd randomize inspections, sometimes checking immediately, sometimes rewarding unpredictably, keeping honesty the easiest path. At work, surprise audits reveal slackers. In business, random spot checks catch fraud. Predictable systems invite manipulation. Variable consequences keep people honest because fear of exposure never sleeps. Information probes. When rumors spread in family circles, Machiavelli wouldn't panic. He'd plant false but harmless information to a small group and see who repeats it. In offices, he'd seed controlled leaks to discover who spreads gossip and who protects secrets. Brutal honesty. People will always talk, so use gossip as a weapon to map loyalty. Those who betray small secrets will betray bigger ones. Reciprocity enforcement. In business, a client who tries to renegotiate after delivery must be countered with equal demands. Fine, but payment must be immediate. At home, if a partner requests flexibility on chores, balance it with equal concessions. In schools, if a student wants deadline extensions, they must give up something in return, perhaps extra participation. Machiavelli's law is ruthless: never give without taking. Reciprocity ensures you're never exploited. Even in family life, this rule stands. A teenager asks for more freedom. Machiavelli would agree, only if they demonstrate responsibility through earlier curfews first. A spouse wants financial leniency. Then they must cut back luxuries elsewhere. In every scenario, reciprocity is about balance. If one gains, the other must secure leverage. Otherwise, generosity becomes weakness, and weakness invites manipulation. You've just seen how Machiavelli's 14 psychological tactics can strip away the lies people live behind, whether it's your child bluffing about homework, a coworker pretending to be loyal, or a business partner smiling while sharpening the knife behind your back. The world doesn't reward the blind, it rewards the ones who can see through the mask instantly. If you master these tactics, you'll never be fooled again, but understand this: knowing is not enough. You must practice. You must sharpen your perception daily, until reading people becomes second nature. That is how you win in parenting, in school, in work, and in business. If you found value in this video, then don't walk away without subscribing. This channel is where power is dissected, masks are torn off, and strategy is made practical. If you want to stay ahead of everyone else who's playing games with you, subscribe now, hit the notification bell, and join me for more brutally honest lessons Machiavelli himself would deliver if he lived in today's world. The weak will keep living blind. The strong subscribe and learn. Choose where you stand.